in 2002. I was on an internship in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And this wasn't just any internship. This company was paying me an annual salary of $45,000, which means I was bringing home about $3 grand a month. And not only that, they had me a 2-bedroom apartment they paid for, a company car, and paid for my gas for 8 months. So the only thing I had to do on $3,000 a month was feed myself. Now, around the same time, everybody was wearing these boots that I loved. I mean, J-Lo had a pair, Beyonce and Eve was sporting them. And I thought to myself, now, if these millionaires have these boots, then obviously I'm supposed to have me a pair too. I had one problem. I didn't know the name of the boots. And around that same time, Jay-Z was my favorite rapper. And I'm telling you, I knew every word to every Jay-Z song, every since Reasonable Doubt. So I was sitting in my apartment one evening, looking at MTV, looking at videos, and Jay-Z and Beyonce's song, Bonnie and Clyde, came on. And I'm in the apartment by myself, so I stand up and I start acting out the video. So I'm rapping Jay-Z's part, then I start singing Beyonce's part, then I'm back rapping Jay-Z's part, doing the hands and everything you like to do. And then I stopped because Jay-Z uttered these magical words, Manolo Blahnik Timbs. And if you don't remember what they were, they basically were Timberland boots for women with heels on them. Yeah, exactly. And so now I'm stopped now because I'm starting to actually hyperventilate because I know the name of these boots. And I'm running into the other room, getting to my computer saying Manolo Blahnik. On Google, it actually takes me 30 minutes just to spell Manolo Blahnik correctly. But when I find those boots in that New York store, whew, they were $700. $700. And now remember, I'm making $3 grand a month, so I can afford these shoes. But I couldn't fathom the thought of spending that amount of money on something that goes on my feet, on something that I'll be walking on concrete with. So what's my next option? So and a few months later, Steve Madden came out with his own version of Manolo Blahnik Timbs. And I was like, okay, I'm back at the computer, I'm on Steve Madden's website, and I'm praying, I'm like, please don't let these shoes cost more than apartment rent. And they didn't. They only cost $80. And so I ordered them and waited patiently for my shoes. Now, they was on back order, so it gave me time to get back to campus. And I'm telling you, I was waiting so patiently that every day in between class, I'm calling my mom, Mom, has my boots gotten there yet? Mom, is my shoes there? Please don't let them steal them off the porch. I mean, I'm getting so desperate that I'm getting my tracking number from UPS, calling them, making sure they didn't lose my boots. And I see some of the confusion in your face, wondering, why in the world is she going so crazy over some shoes? See, back then, Steve Madden didn't have a presence in the South. So I was guaranteed to be the first person on campus with these shoes. Now, when you're trying to spend money to impress other people, how many of you know that you'll bring somebody else into that insanity? And that somebody else for me was my mother. Because I actually convinced her that when those boots arrived in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, to drive them to me 3 hours down the road to Orangeburg. And being the angel that my mother is, she did it. And thanks to her, I was the it girl for at least a month. And I'm telling you, I wore those boots 30 of the 31 days that month. I wore the shortest skirts so everybody could see those boots. I didn't even care if it was cold outside. I slapped on a pair of tights and I kept them moving. And I mean, you should have seen me on the yard. I'm walking through the yard, you hear the guys saying, ooh, Janae got the new Manolos. Walking through the cab, girls whispering, hey, how she afford the new Manolos? And a friend would tell her, you ain't know she was on that internship last semester. That's how she could afford them. And you know me, I'm not going to correct them or anything. They can think whatever they want. But it only lasted a month because somehow somebody found out about the Steve Madden website. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing different colors of the Manolos, different styles. And just like that, I'm no longer the it girl. But it helped me realize that all those people, they never really cared about me. The only thing they cared about was those boots. I mean, think about, have you ever wanted something so badly as I wanted those shoes? You know, when your birthday was about to come around or Christmas, that's how you have to be when it's time to get out of debt. When you guys in a few years walk across that stage, you have to say the time is now. Whatever debt you may be in, student loan debt, car loans, credit card, the time is then to pay it off. But getting out of debt is not just going to fall into your lap. You're going to have to hustle. So if you haven't been a hustler before, walking in that door today. You're gonna have to decide to be one once you leave.